You ever feel like you're doing everything right spiritually, meditating, journaling, repeating affirmations, learning about manifestation, cleansing your energy, but your vibration still feels heavy? Like you're dragging an invisible weight behind you, or like you keep hitting the same emotional walls over and over again. That stuck feeling isn't random. It's not bad luck. It's not that you're cursed or spiritually broken. It's because there are 7 fatal mistakes that quietly choke your vibration long before you ever reach the breakthrough you know you're meant for. And the craziest part? Almost everyone makes these mistakes without knowing. They hide under your habits, your reactions, your beliefs, your trauma, your conditioning. They stay invisible until someone forces you to face them. Imagine the video opening with me walking through a massive ancient temple, each step echoing through dark marble corridors, while I say, "Tonight, I'm revealing the 7 deadly mistakes that keep your vibration low, mistakes I learned the hard way." A torch lights behind me, revealing symbols carved into the walls. The suspense builds. The tension rises. And this isn't just content, it's an initiation. The first fatal mistake is ignoring the emotional truth that keeps repeating in your life. You can't raise your vibration while suppressing emotions your soul is begging you to face. Every time you avoid a painful memory, distract yourself from loneliness, or pretend to be fine when you're not, your spirit gets heavier. Emotional avoidance is energetic poison. It traps your vibration in a loop. You can meditate for hours, but if you won't feel, you won't heal. Ask yourself something brutally honest. What emotion have you been running from for years, and what would happen if you actually let yourself feel it? Because your vibration won't rise until you stop escaping your own truth. The second mistake is thinking low vibrational people are harmless as long as you stay positive. They aren't. Energy is contagious. Sit long enough next to someone who's bitter, constantly complaining, jealous, manipulative, insecure, or spiritually asleep, and your vibration will sink without you noticing. You start speaking like them, thinking like them, doubting like them. Your aura absorbs what their aura constantly leaks, and you don't realize the damage until you wake up one day wondering why you're exhausted, uninspired, or spiritually numb. Nothing kills your vibration faster than the wrong environment. Sometimes the fastest upgrade is not a new practice, it's a new distance. The third fatal mistake is self-betrayal. Every time you say yes when your soul screams no, every time you shrink yourself to keep the peace, every time you dim your light so someone else won't feel insecure, your vibration plummets. Your energy field collapses because your soul registers betrayal as danger. You don't just hurt yourself, you disconnect from yourself. And a disconnected person cannot vibrate high, no matter how many spiritual rituals they do. Your vibration rises in direct proportion to how honest and loyal you are with yourself. The fourth mistake is living in survival mode without realizing it. You can't raise your energy when your nervous system is constantly in fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. Trauma, stress, overthinking, and fear trap the body in low-frequency patterns. And you might not even know you're in survival mode because it became normal. You rush. You overwork. You overthink. You wake up tired. You go to bed drained. You scroll your way through discomfort. Your mind is loud. Your spirit is silent. You're not failing spiritually, you're dysregulated physically. And the universe cannot align with someone whose body is locked in defense. The fifth fatal mistake is chasing high vibration while avoiding deep transformation. People want the perks: intuition, peace, manifestation, synchronicity, but not the excavation. Real spiritual growth requires tearing out beliefs you inherited from family, culture, trauma, and fear. It requires shedding identities you created for survival. It requires losing things that are no longer aligned. And most people avoid this because transformation feels like death. But here's the truth: your vibration doesn't rise because your life got better, it rises because you got braver. The sixth mistake is believing your mind more than your intuition. Your mind is programmed. Your intuition is divine. Your mind is built for survival. Your intuition is built for expansion. When you choose fear, logic, or doubt over the quiet knowing inside you, your vibration drops instantly. Because your intuition is the voice of your highest self, and ignoring it disconnects you from the path meant for you. Think about how many times you felt something was off, ignored it, and paid the price. Or felt a pull towards something, dismissed it, and missed the opportunity. Every intuitive betrayal is a spiritual setback. And the seventh fatal mistake, the one most people never realize, is not letting yourself evolve, clinging to an identity that no longer fits. You hold on to old versions of yourself because they're familiar. You resist change because it feels unstable. You cling to who you were because you're scared of who you could be. But nothing lowers your vibration like staying small. Your energy was designed to expand, not stagnate. So I'll leave you with a question that only someone ready for real transformation can answer. Which of these mistakes do you feel in your body is truth? Which one is silently keeping you from rising?
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
Once you realize you've been making these 7 fatal mistakes, something powerful begins to happen inside you. You start feeling this uncomfortable truth rising up, almost like your spirit is saying, I can't keep living this way anymore. That moment, that internal shift, is the beginning of your vibrational reset. It doesn't happen when life gets easier. It happens when you become brutally honest with yourself. Imagine the video cutting to a scene of me standing in a massive underground chamber filled with ancient symbols glowing on the walls. Pieces of old stone crumble behind me as I say, to raise your vibration, you must destroy what was destroying you. The viewers feel the weight of that sentence. And now you and I begin walking into the second layer of this journey, not just identifying the mistakes, but dismantling them, one by one, from the inside out. The first mistake you begin to break is the avoidance of emotional truth. The moment you stop running from your emotions, you start freeing the energy you've been suppressing for years. You sit with your sadness long enough for it to speak. You face your anger long enough to understand it. You allow your loneliness to show you what connection you've been craving. This is the stage where tears become cleansing, not weakness. Emotions move through you like storms clearing a sky. And you begin realizing something radical. Your emotions were never the problem, your resistance to them was. Once you stop resisting, your energy starts rising on its own. Tell me honestly, when was the last time you let yourself feel without judgment? Then comes the second reset, releasing low vibrational people from your life. And this is where most people hesitate, because letting go feels like losing. But in reality, holding on is what keeps your spirit stuck. When you remove the friend who drains you, the partner who manipulates you, the co-worker who disrespects you, the relative who projects their fear onto you, something sacred happens. Your energy stops leaking. You begin to see how heavy their presence was. Your mind becomes clearer. Your aura becomes lighter. Your confidence returns. And then you understand the truth most people never learn. Protecting your energy is not selfish, it is survival. The third vibrational reset is ending self-betrayal. This is where you finally stop abandoning yourself for approval, love, peace, or acceptance. You stop agreeing to things that hurt you. You stop silencing your truth to keep others comfortable. You stop dismissing your intuition to avoid conflict. The moment you choose yourself, the universe responds instantly. Opportunities show up. New relationships appear. Synchronicities increase. Because the universe aligns with your self-respect, not your self-sacrifice. And you realize something deep. Every time you honor yourself, your vibration spikes. The fourth reset is healing your nervous system from survival mode. You start breathing deeper. You slow down. You stop rushing through life like it's a race. Your body stops living like it's in danger. You learn grounding practices. You sleep more. You take walks. You meditate not for manifestation, but for regulation. You start noticing how much of your stress was created by patterns you learned, not by the present moment. And when your body finally learns safety, your spirit rises effortlessly. The fifth reset is embracing transformation instead of resisting it. You start letting things end. You stop clinging to expired versions of yourself. You allow your identity to evolve. You accept that growth requires discomfort. And suddenly the things that once terrified you change, uncertainty, endings become opportunities. This is the stage where your life begins rearranging itself. Old habits fall away, old dreams shift, old relationships release, because your spirit is preparing space for what's aligned with your highest vibration. The sixth vibrational reset is trusting your intuition with your entire being. You stop asking the world for permission. You stop doubting the voice within. You stop choosing logic over alignment. You begin acting on your intuitive nudges even when they don't make sense. And this is when life starts moving with you instead of against you. Doors open. Signs appear. You are led instead of lost. And finally, the seventh reset is letting yourself evolve without guilt. You stop apologizing for your growth. You stop explaining your transformation. You stop making yourself small so others won't feel insecure. You step into your power unapologetically. And this upgrades your energy more than any ritual ever could. Now let me ask you something powerful. If you allowed yourself to fully evolve, without hesitation, who would you become? There comes a point in your vibrational journey when everything inside you begins to shift, not slowly but dramatically, almost violently, like the universe is rearranging your entire inner architecture. This is the moment when the old frequencies you carried for years start cracking apart, making space for new energy to rise through you. It's not subtle. It's not gentle. It feels like your soul is stretching into a new dimension, and nothing that once felt familiar fits anymore. Imagine the video now cutting to a surreal cinematic scene. I'm walking across a vast desert at twilight, trails of glowing energy swirling behind my steps. The sky is filled with drifting gold particles, as I say. When you stop the 7 fatal mistakes, your vibration doesn't just rise, it transforms into something unstoppable. This is the scene where viewers feel the goosebumps, the shift, the awakening. And now you and I step into the core of the metamorphosis. The first major change you notice is energetic clarity. Life starts feeling sharper. You no longer absorb every emotion, every mood, every expectation around you. Your energy becomes more defined. You start distinguishing what belongs to you and what doesn't. You feel when someone drains you, when someone lifts you, when someone's intentions are pure, and when someone's energy is masking a lie. This clarity feels like stepping out of fog into full daylight. It changes how you speak, how you move, how you choose. You no longer compromise your frequency for comfort. And perhaps for the first time you begin to feel what your true energy actually is, without the distortions of trauma, fear, or environment. The next shift is identity rupture, and it hits deeply. You catch yourself questioning, why did I ever tolerate that? Why did I live like that? Why did I think that was love? Your old identity begins dissolving because it was built on survival, not truth. This rupture is uncomfortable because your ego panics as it loses its grip. But in reality, your spirit is reclaiming its rightful throne. You are no longer who you were when you were wounded. You are no longer who you were when you were afraid. You are no longer who you were when you were trying to fit into spaces that were destroying you. And the rupture is the proof of your rebirth. You feel yourself becoming someone different, stronger, calmer, wiser, more intuitive. And this new identity radiates at a frequency your old self couldn't even sense. Then something surprising begins to happen. Your intuition becomes so sharp it feels supernatural. You guess things before they happen. You feel answers before you can articulate them. You sense spiritual red flags the moment someone enters your space. You may even start feeling physical sensations when something is aligned or misaligned. Your intuition stops whispering, it starts leading. You begin trusting that inner pull more than people's words. And this trust becomes a magnetic force. You move differently. You choose differently. You stop entertaining what drains you. You start investing in what expands you. This is when the universe responds fast. Synchronicities increase. Opportunities align. People show up at impossible timing. Because now your vibration is a clear signal, not static noise. Another profound transformation occurs in your relationships. Once your vibration rises, compatibility changes. People who once felt comforting now feel heavy. People who once drained you now become invisible. People who match your frequency appear without explanation. Conversations deepen. Shallow connections fade. You no longer tolerate half-love, half-effort, half-truths. Your energy refuses anything that isn't aligned with authenticity. And this is not loneliness, it is spiritual filtering. Your vibration is selecting your tribe long before your mind understands what's happening. Then comes energetic empowerment, a phase where you begin realizing how powerful your presence actually is. You notice how your mood impacts rooms, how your silence shifts conversations, how your truth makes people confront themselves, how your boundaries teach people how to treat you. You start understanding that your energy doesn't just respond to reality, it shapes it. Problems that once consumed you now dissolve easily. Fears that once paralyzed you no longer intimidate you. You feel grounded, like your spirit grew muscles. You trust yourself in a way you never have before. One of the deepest shifts, though, is emotional alchemy. You stop judging your emotions. You allow them. You process them. You learn from them. Sadness becomes clarity. Anger becomes boundaries. Fear becomes intuition. Loneliness becomes self-connection. Every emotion becomes a tool instead of a threat. And when your emotional frequency starts working with you instead of against you, your vibration rises to levels most people never reach. But the most profound transformation is this. You begin to attract experiences that match your healed frequency, not your wounded one. You attract opportunities that align with your purpose. You attract people who respect your soul. You attract clarity instead of confusion, abundance instead of scarcity, peace instead of chaos. Life begins reorganizing around your new vibration. So now ask yourself, if your energy is transforming this powerfully already, can you imagine who you will become once you fully rise? There's a moment in spiritual evolution that no one warns you about, yet it arrives with the force of destiny. It's the moment you finally realize that your vibration is no longer something you work on, it has become who you are. You wake up one morning and feel a shift so subtle yet so powerful that you can't unfeel it. Your mind is calmer. Your emotions flow instead of explode. Your intuition feels louder than your fears. And the world around you begins reflecting the new frequency you're carrying. Imagine the final sequence of the video. I'm standing atop an ancient stone pyramid as the sun rises behind me, golden light flooding everything as I say. When you fix the 7 fatal mistakes, you don't just raise your vibration, you transcend your old reality. The camera pulls back, revealing thousands of prayer flags and swirling light. The music swells. And this is where we step into your transformation, the rise of the high vibrational self. One of the first signs of your final ascension is energetic stability. You stop having emotional whiplash. You stop getting triggered by the same patterns. You stop absorbing negativity like a sponge. Your baseline frequency shifts. Even when chaos hits, you recover quickly. Instead of spiraling for days or weeks, you bounce back within minutes or hours. You begin to see that stability isn't numbness, it's mastery. You don't deny your emotions anymore. You move through them with grace, and the universe responds to this steadiness by sending you opportunities, insights, and connections that match your new energetic state. This is the point where your vibration becomes self-sustaining. Then comes the awakening of spiritual authority. This is when you finally understand your power. Not power over others, but power over your reality. You stop waiting for signs, you become the sign. You stop hoping for alignment, you embody alignment. Your decisions become stronger, cleaner, more intuitive. You no longer negotiate your boundaries. You no longer justify your worth. You no longer depend on external validation. You speak your truth without fear. You walk away when something disturbs your peace. This is not arrogance, it's ascension. Because high vibration isn't about superiority, it's about sovereignty. The next transformation is almost startling. Your environment shifts to match you. Toxic people fall away. Low-energy conversations stop appearing in your life. Old cycles close quietly. You feel disconnected from drama, noise, and emotional chaos, not because you're avoiding life, but because you've outgrown it. Suddenly, you're surrounded by people who understand your growth, support your evolution, respect your boundaries, and match your authenticity. Your relationships become deeper, simpler, cleaner. You begin to see just how much your vibration influences who enters and exits your reality. Then comes the manifestation acceleration, a phase where things you once struggled to create begin appearing naturally. Ideas flow without force. Money flows without panic. Opportunities appear without chasing. You start aligning with experiences that mirror the healing you've done. This is because manifestation doesn't happen from your mind, it happens from your vibration. When your frequency rises, your reality recalibrates itself. Another profound shift is the emergence of your spiritual calling. You start sensing a deeper mission rising inside you. It may be teaching, creating, healing, leading, building, expressing, inspiring. You feel a pull towards something that aligns with your soul rather than your ego. For the first time, your life stops feeling accidental. It feels intentional, directed, guided. Your path becomes clearer. Even if you can't see all the steps yet, you trust where you're going because your inner compass is finally calibrated. One of the most powerful signs of your rise is your reaction to solitude. You no longer fear being alone. You crave it. Because solitude isn't empty, it's sacred. It becomes the place where you recharge, receive clarity, and reconnect with your higher self. Loneliness transforms into empowerment. Silence becomes a portal. Stillness becomes strength. And then perhaps the greatest transformation of all, your triggers become teachers instead of enemies. When something upsets you, you no longer collapse. You observe. You reflect. You respond consciously instead of reacting impulsively. You heal in real time. And this emotional maturity elevates your vibration more than any ritual, crystal, or meditation ever could. Finally, you enter the state of energetic sovereignty, the level where your vibration becomes untouchable. Negativity doesn't penetrate you. Low energy people can't drain you. External chaos doesn't destabilize you, because your power no longer comes from protection, it comes from expansion. You stop avoiding darkness because you finally see that your light is stronger. You stop fearing the future because you finally trust yourself. And you stop shrinking because you finally understand what you carry. So now I leave you with the final life-changing question, the one that determines everything that happens next. Now that you know exactly how powerful you become once your vibration rises, what are you going to do with the version of yourself who finally woke up?